Hi, welcome to today's video. So today's video is a little different from what I usually do on my channel. Today I'm not really talking about any products physically. We're going to be taking a look at a lot of the holiday releases, and the reason why I decided to do this video is because this year the holiday releases, there's been a lot of them which have caught my eye, and that doesn't happen very often. At least in the last couple of years it's been very kind of meh, I'll see about it, maybe not. And mostly I don't think I even purchased anything holiday related last year and the year before. So yeah, so this year there are quite a few things which have caught my eye, and so I thought we can just go through some of the new releases together and see which ones interest me. And of course you are welcome to contribute your point of view in the comments if you like. So let's get started. So first off, the holiday release that I saw, which basically made me want to do this video and which basically got me all excited for holiday, was the holiday release from Tarte. And Tarte, they just released so many things which all of them look so interesting to me that I had a hard time trying to literally like decide which ones out of the new release that I want. So if you take a look at, I'll probably like pop the pictures out here, I guess. I don't know, I haven't done this before, so most likely I will pop the picture here, the products that I'm talking about. There are a lot of Tarte products that have really caught my eye. So they've come up with a whole bunch of sets, and this year, unlike usually what they do in their previous years, they've basically decided to slim down a lot of their packaging. I remember like Tarte holiday packages were always like extremely big and bulky, so half the time I never used to buy them simply because of how bulky they are. But this year they do have quite a few products which look very interesting. So the first one is they have two different blush palettes this year, and both of them look really nice. They look very sleek, they look very nice, well packaged products. And I think one blush palette is made in China, and that's the one that is out here. Now this one is basically the typical Tarte blushes, the Amazonian clay blushes, and this palette looks really interesting to me. I really like all the shades in there. They have like the Park Avenue Princess bronzer in as well, which I did see it swatched, and it does look really light. So for all you know, it might actually work more like a nude blush on my skin tone versus as a bronzer. So there's that. So that particular palette is interesting, and I think it's priced pretty well as well. The other one is a little bit more expensive, and I believe this palette is made in the US. Maybe that's why it's a little bit more expensive, I don't know. This is the Glamazon Tarte blush palette, and it basically comes with a highlighter, two shimmery blushes, and I think the bronzer is shimmery as well. Again, this palette also looks extremely interesting to me, and yeah, I'm kind of trying to decide which of these two I would actually pick up. I might pick up one of these, but yeah, I'm not sure yet which one. They also have really interesting eyeshadow palettes this year. They do have a couple of smaller sets, and they also have like their big gift set, as I would like to call it. It's basically two big eyeshadow palettes as one gift set. Now the eyeshadow palettes, one of them is a cool tone one, and one of them is basically a warm tone one. And I don't know, actually, it looks like a really good deal, which is basically one of the reasons why I'm attracted towards it. And a lot of people were saying that the quality is there, although, you know, it's a holiday release. Like a lot of brands, they generally tend to decrease the quality of their holiday releases. And in this case, people who have reviewed this palette have said that it's pretty good quality. So I'm kind of tempted to pick it up, but what's kind of making me hesitate is that I'm kind of over the big eyeshadow palettes. Like they don't really call my name as much as they used to once upon a time. I'm more into like the smaller palettes these days. So yeah, do I really need two big palettes is the big question that I have. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Do you like big palettes? Do you like smaller ones? Like I'm currently like really enjoying smaller palettes. I find the big palettes to be quite overwhelming, and half the time I don't use like all the shades. So yeah, so it's kind of like I'm kind of wondering if I want it or not. However, there's another gift set from Tarte again, which has really caught my eye and which I might pick up, most likely on Black Friday, I don't know, unless they have some sort of sales beforehand. And that is basically the Rainforest by the Sea line from Tarte. They do have multiple lines, and that one is basically got the cream blush, bronzer and highlight. It has one palette, and the second palette is a small, nice, compact eyeshadow palette, which has got very everyday type of shades, which I tend to use quite a bit. So yeah, so out of this particular gift set and the big jumbo palette gift set, I think I might just go with the smaller one, most likely. So the whole Rainforest by the Sea Mosaic palette. So yeah, that's actually very interesting to me, and I might pick that one up. Another Tarte holiday release that is again caught my eye is they do have these eyeshadow sticks, dual-ended eyeshadow eyeliner stick set, which is again very reasonably priced. I think it's $39 or for $39 or $29 for 3 of those eyeshadow sticks, and the colors look very interesting. And generally I've been getting more into eyeshadow sticks recently, so this also looks like something I might actually enjoy. So again, that's something that I'm looking forward to grabbing most likely. So that's Tarte. And then they also have like this whole set of 4 lip products as a gift set. They have, I think, 2 of the Juicy Lips and 1 of the Juicy Lipsticks and 1 Juicy Plumper or Shine thing. I don't know. It's basically 2 of the same kind, 1 lipstick and another one which is like the plumping version. I don't know. Again, I think I need to go in store and check out the shades in person before I decide if I want that. I've heard very good things about the Tarte Juicy Lip Balm kind of product. So that's another gift set from Tarte which has really caught my eye. So there's quite a few things from Tarte which has caught my eye. So like I said, and this is basically why I decided to do this video, because I was kind of amazed that one brand can come out with like so many interesting products for just the holiday season alone, and you know, which has actually caught my eye. So I'm kind of surprised, and I'm kind of happy because it's kind of making me a little bit excited about the makeup releases this year for Christmas, unlike the last couple of years. So yeah, so there are a couple of things from Tarte which are there on my list. So let me know if you are planning to buy any of these things, or if you've bought any of these things already and what you think about them. So the next holiday release, which again is something, actually I'm not sure if it is actually a holiday release or not. It's actually from Dior, and let me see if I can pull up a picture of that. I'll probably post the picture here. It's got really beautiful packaging, and I'm not sure if this is like their holiday release or not. It's the Milford Collection. The packaging looks absolutely beautiful. I might just pick up one of those lipstick. I think they sell just the case and not the lipstick. It's pretty expensive, but the case looks so beautiful, and I generally do enjoy Dior lipstick, so it's okay. I don't mind buying one of the limited edition packaging lipstick cases, so I might pick that one up. The other product which I really liked from that, again, that Milford range, which really caught my eye, is I think it's a face powder. Now, I don't really use too many face powders. I do have dry skin, so this might not be something that I would use, and it would be more like something I would just buy because of the packaging. So again, I've sort of talked myself out of it because I'm pretty sure these products are going to sell out soon. So if I want it, I need to buy it like in the next few weeks. So yeah, that's something I was on the fence about. If you have picked it up, do let me know how it works. It's supposed to be some sort of like a universal powder, which has got a lavender or pinkish tint. So maybe it might work, maybe it won't, I don't know. Now, another release which really got me excited is from Benefit. So Benefit has come out with these thin cheek palettes. I have one of them, which was from a holiday, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and I really love it. It has like the Hula bronzer, it had the California blush, and it also had a cream highlighter. I forgot the name of the cream highlighter. Was it High Beam? I'm not sure. Basically had a cream highlighter too in the palette, and it was a very nice palette. I still use it, except for the cream product. I use the Hula as well as the California blush in that. It's really good. It's still going strong. And yeah, the packaging is really nice, compact and slim, so you can take it traveling with you everywhere. And this particular release this holiday is also very similar to that, wherein you have like those 3-pan thin face palettes. So they have, I think, two versions. One has got the Terra blush, the Hula bronzer, and which one is that? I'm not sure. And one of the highlighters. I don't know which one. I have to take a look. Yeah, the cookie highlighter. Sorry. Yeah, it's the cookie highlighter. So I've heard a lot of good things about the Terra blush, and I might pick this one up again, maybe on Black Friday. I am not going to buy anything at full price, at least for now, unless I really want it. So yeah, that's another face palette which I have my eye on. There's another face palette too from Benefit, which is, I think, maybe the lighter version. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find the picture here. Anyway, I'll pop that picture here as well. So one of these, but most likely I might gravitate towards the one with Terra as well as the Hula and the cookie highlighter, because I've heard a lot of good things about the Terra shade blush. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one as well. Okay, now let's talk about another release which has become quite popular, but I don't think I will be picking it up because I don't know, it just doesn't excite me enough, and the price tag is quite high. And I'm talking about the holiday release from Hourglass. Now they do come out with these face palettes every year. And this year's palettes do have these 4 variations, one with a tiger, one with a butterfly, one with an elephant, and is it 3 or 4? I thought it was, yeah, I think it's 3, sorry. There were 3 versions of them. And I don't know, I actually don't like the packaging, to be very honest. I know a lot of people like them, but I don't know, I just find them, I don't like, especially the butterfly one. Something about the design is just a bit too in your face, and I don't like it. It doesn't look elegant to me. Yeah, so I don't know. And of course the powders in here as well. I've not actually tried any of the Hourglass products, but I don't know how good are they? And I have dry skin, so again, the whole ambient lighting powders, I don't know if I'm even going to use it on a regular basis. And the blushes, they look okay, but they do look like any normal baked blush to me. Again, of course, I might be wrong because I haven't really used these products, but to me at first glance, I don't feel like spending that kind of money on it because of how I have a lot of very well good performing baked blushes which I'm very happy with and which are definitely not this expensive. So yeah, I don't know, this is basically something that I'm probably not going to pick up. And the next one is again something I don't think I'll be picking up. It's Too Faced holiday release. Now every year Too Faced comes out with something very cutesy, very beautiful, and I have to give them 5 stars for their packaging. Their packaging is really nice. They do a good job with that. But again, the packaging is more towards preteens, teens, really young people, in my opinion. I don't know. It's cute, but I don't see myself buying it. Once upon a time, yes, I would have probably picked it up for the cutesy packaging, but yeah, and Too Faced's quality has recently been pretty hit or miss. I mean, a lot of their newer releases are not as great as they used to be once upon a time. I used to be very into Too Faced eyeshadow palettes which are in the tin format, and I think for this holiday as well they do have one called the Secret Santa, which is in the tin format. That looks okay to me. I'm not, they have like this really bright red in that, and I don't think I'm going to use anything like that. They do have another one which is I think something marshmallow. Again, I will put a picture up here. That one looks more interesting to me. In the pictures it does look more cool toned, which is basically why it first caught my eye. But then I've seen a couple of reviews and it looks very much like a regular warm tone palette. So again, that's something maybe I might pick up if it goes on sale. But yeah, definitely not going to pay full price for it. So that's another product from Too Faced. So yeah, so Too Faced, most of their holiday stuff is definitely not coming home. The only thing that might come home is that hot chocolate or marshmallow one. I don't remember the exact name because I can't find it here right now, but I did see it. So I'll put a picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so those were some of the releases that caught my eye. The other one is from the brand, wait a minute, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Yes, NARS. NARS. I really like the new cheek palette released by NARS for the holiday. This is how it looks like. I personally feel this cheek palette probably would work better for me than the Tarte Amazonian Clay Holiday Cheek Palette, because I feel like this has more variety. But of course, this is far more expensive than the Tarte one. So again, I have to like see, I want to see it in person before I make up my mind. I might pick the NARS one because I don't think I have any NARS blushes right now. So I might just pick this one up. So let's see, the NARS one is definitely interesting to me. They also have an eyeshadow palette, which I think it's available, or is it sold out? I think it's sold out on their website. Most likely it might come to Ulta or Sephora soon. And that one doesn't really attract me at all. I don't like the color stories, so that's definitely not coming home either. Now, the other big holiday release is from Pat McGrath, and they have released like a whole bunch of products. They have 2 highlighters, or actually one is more like a blush, and I think one is like a proper highlight. They have these face palettes. They have the huge eyeshadow palette that they release every year, which, okay, let's first start with something. Okay, we'll start with the big eyeshadow palette. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Pat McGrath's eyeshadow formula. I know a lot of people love her formulas, but it just never impressed me. I found that they crease really badly on me, even with a primer. And I also don't find them to be finely milled. I find most of her shadows, the ones I tried, to be a bit too chunky, and yeah, I don't know, it's not worth the price tag to me. I have other eyeshadows which I enjoy way more. I actually do really enjoy Viseart shadows more than Pat McGrath. And a lot of people do complain about how Viseart's shadows are not super impactful. But then again, if I'm spending a lot of money, I want to use that palette. It has to be more of an everyday palette. I find that Pat McGrath's palettes are usually a little bit more editorial and therefore not very everyday friendly. So yeah, I don't want to spend that much money on a palette and not use it, you know, as often as I can. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I haven't actually bought any of her mothership palettes. I actually bought one of her smaller, I don't remember what it was called, Sublime, I don't know, I can maybe pop a picture here too, or I can link the review I have of that particular palette, and I didn't really like it at all. The colors were nice, but then it was just like any other normal palette. It didn't really impress me formula-wise, nor color-wise, nor anything. And even her duochrome shades, I've swatched them, they're quite chunky, so I don't like chunky eyeshadow formulas. So yeah, so the big eyeshadow palette, the color story this year is like something which is definitely not my cup of tea anyway. So even if the formula was great, I would still not buy it. Now, it's because people are still so into Pat McGrath, I am also kind of tempted to give Pat McGrath one more chance. And these smaller eyeshadow palettes which are being released this holiday, they seem more like everyday use type of palettes, so I might pick one of them up. I haven't decided which of these 2 color stories I want to pick up, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not in any hurry to pick these up, and I hope they don't sell out because usually Pat McGrath does very good sales on her website, so I might just pick them up when they go like 30% off or something at some point. So that's basically my idea. That's my plan. Not idea, that's my plan. So that's basically, oh, okay, something's happening here. All right. So yeah, so that's basically what I'm thinking in terms of the Pat McGrath release. I really like the look of the face palettes. I haven't actually tried any of her blushes, and I've heard very good reviews about it. So maybe I might try them out. I don't know. Again, depends. If there's a good sale, maybe I might try it out, but it's not something on my list per se. So yeah, eventually it might just get dropped. And the highlighter, it looks really beautiful, but I think I have very similar highlighters already in my collection, and I actually have too many highlighters, so I probably won't be picking that one up either. So those were, that's basically my thoughts on the full Pat McGrath holiday releases. The other one is the ABH palette, the new one. I think it's called Rose Metals. I believe this might be her holiday palette. I'm not sure if this is like more of a fall release versus an actual holiday palette. This one, again, I like the color story, but I think I have plenty of eyeshadows which kind of can, you know, give me the same vibe, so I might not pick it up. And overall, I've actually heard that the ABH formula, it can be quite powdery, so, and I'm not into powdery eyeshadows that much. And also I've heard that the metallic shades do sometimes have a lot of fallout, again something which I don't like, so I might not most likely pick this one up either. So yeah, the color story is really pretty, and yeah, it's again a very nice, slightly neutral leaning in my opinion, so it's more like, you know, usable for an everyday person. So that way I think this is a good palette, but I don't think I'm gonna pick it up because I think I have most of these type of shades anyway. So that's the Honest ABH one. Now the last one is the Huda palette. Now this particular palette, I really don't like the packaging. I much rather buy her Naughty palette, which is one of her older releases, which has very similar vibes to this in my opinion, at least from the pictures, that's what I think. And I much rather prefer that in terms of the packaging. So yeah, I might most likely skip on this. And I personally like her release last year. Was it last year that she released Mercury Retrograde? Or I don't remember which one it was. I liked the two releases. The 2 years prior, the releases were really nice. I think one was the Rose Quartz and one was Mercury Retrograde. I think both of those releases were very nice, very unique. This one, it's not as, I don't know, it's not as appealing to me. And overall, I don't like the whole idea of having somebody's face on the palette, especially if I'm paying high-end prices. I don't want it to look like that. I personally find it a bit tacky. Yeah, so that's basically my opinion. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it, I think. Oh, another palette that I wanted to quickly touch upon is the Patrick Ta blush palette. This is again something I really was, you know, eyeing ever since I found out it's coming out. I think it was revealed like a day or two ago, and again, it's a lot of face palettes, so I'm kind of have to like filter it down and see which one I really want to try. So I've not tried anything from Patrick Ta so far, so I'm kind of curious to see what the hype is about his eyeshadow palettes, about his blush palettes. So again, if I find, and most of the time his products are pretty much out of stock everywhere, but if I'm lucky and I can find something on sale during Black Friday, I might maybe just buy some Patrick Ta products, either this holiday blush if it's still there by then, or one of his eyeshadow palettes. So yeah, so that's basically some thoughts that I have on some of the holiday releases this year. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is something new and I haven't done anything like this before, and this is the end of the day and the lighting is kind of a little bit crazy, and I think I'm looking really tired as well, end of day issues. So I hope you like this video, and do let me know your thoughts on some of the holiday releases this year. Are you excited? Are you picking anything up? So yeah, let me know, and I will see you again in another one. Bye.